Yes guys, welcome back to no, not a day in the life today. We're just going to do a few bits. So it's already 10 a.m. in the morning and I've pretty much done my day. Check-ins have been done, or the majority of check-ins have been done, cardio's been done, everything that needs to get done, been done, but we've got a food shop to do. So today we're going to go and I will show you what I get food wise, why I'm eating that nutrition, why it's specific to me, and then obviously add up what I spend a week on food, which I'm not 100% sure what it is. I don't count it. The fact is, if I count it and it's a lot, then it's going to piss me off. So I have to buy it, I have to eat it. So there's no point in me counting it. I go in and I buy it. I just know that my lifestyle, although I don't do anything outside of bodybuilding, is very expensive. Especially now I've moved, I'm living 90 minutes away from the gym, or 60 minutes away from the gym. There are a couple of commercial gyms relatively close by where I do my cardio, but I just can't train in there. They're just terrible. So that alongside fuel, nutrition, supplementation, because although I do have a supplement sponsor, I still do need to add supplementation on top of that. And also things like, you cycle anabolics. As a pro bodybuilder, you can spend up to £800 a month easily on growth hormone and things like that. So we'll try and do a total cost of pro bodybuilding. This isn't for everybody as well. If you're an amateur, you probably don't need to go to a lot of the lengths that I do, or potentially you do, just not yet. And then we will get a good overall view of where things are at with me as well. At the minute, where I'm at, still no prep. I keep saying this every week, but I'm just dieting down, and I've got 2 days off actually. So Nathan's given me 2 days off. The last couple of days training were suboptimal. I got a little bit of flatness coming through and all that sort of stuff. So today off, tomorrow off, and then a little bit of a feed either today or tomorrow. He just left it to me, 2,000 calories or 2,500 calories in and around that of any meal of choice. So I was thinking maybe just homemade burger and chips, but I don't think I'm gonna have it today. My appetite is still non-existent, and when I say non-existent, I mean like I get zero hunger ever, and that's not a clever thing, because I would like to be hungry. I just feel like off-season eating just ruins me for a long time until I'm very lean. So we'll crack on. If I see some nice stuff in the supermarket burger-wise, I might grab it today, but I'm definitely going to eat it tomorrow, I think. And then also, we've got my motorbike being delivered today. My motorbike, it should be delivered in like an hour's time or an hour and a half time. So if we go now and get the shopping, should leave us nicely to come back and see the motorbike. Even though it's not finished, there's still some bits to it, but I'll explain that to you. But if you're not into motorbikes, you won't give a fuck. But if you do, you'll like it. So let's crack on. Right, so I eat 600 grams of beef a day, and that's 750. So what's 600 grams of beef times 7? 4,200. So I need 6 of these. I need 6 of these a week. £5. So what's that? 30 quid a week. That's all right, isn't it? That is actually very cheap. I'm gonna get 2. Is that right? 6 of them a week? Yeah, it's 6 a week. That's all we want from here. I wonder if I should just go to Marks and Spencer's and be a bit of a snob. 300 calories per burger. Okay. Right, 2% turkey. I eat 300 gram of this a day, so that's 2-1. So I need 5 of them at £4.50. So 5 of these a week at £4.50. Right, that's the cheap bit. So I do 375 grams of this a day, and you get 300. It says 280, but they're actually 300. So 375 times 7 equals 26. I also need 10 of these a week, so that's 59 quid. So prawns, 300 a day, so 2 of them, so £7 a day, 49 quid a week. I only really buy 2 days worth at a time of everything, sometimes 3. It's a good excuse for me to keep going back and just getting steps in, really, more than anything. So I go through 1 pack of raspberries a day, which is £2.25, so that's about 15 quid. So one of them a day, and I go through 100 strawberries a day, so 700 strawberries a week. So 2 strawberries last me the week, so £4.50 strawberries, which is actually quite a bargain. So we've got an offer on. I probably go actually through 2 of these a week, which is quite a lot, but I used to do like a green Tabasco with the turkey, because in the whole bottle there's like 8 calories, so there's nothing. But they don't do the green Tabasco in here, they only do the red, so I get 2 of them, which is £4.50. But one thing is a good idea to do is measure that, because it's very easy as you get deeper in prep to start putting more and more on. So if you've got like a tablespoon, I know it's a little bit anal, but you could potentially do 2 tablespoons per meal, and you know that it's the same throughout, because it's so easy as you get hungrier to start trying to add a little bit more to try and make something taste nice, where that's where you can be adding extra calories. Rice at the minute, I get this rice, the jasmine. What do I do a day? At the minute, 80, 100, 180, 260, 340 rice a day, and that's a kilo, so one of them will last me like 3 days, so 6 quid in rice. Carbohydrates are cheap. 6 quid in rice. Walnuts, and that's at the other end, we'll go down there. So water, I go through about 4 of them a day, or 4 bottles of water a day. So what's that, times 7? 28 bottles, and there's 6 in each. So 4.5 of them a week, 16, 20 quid in water. Actually, that's quite cheap. Yeah, 20 quid in water. I don't need any today, so I'm not going to get any. Yeah, so just walnuts and then sunflower seeds, and then that is the shop. That's the weekly shop, really. So walnuts, 250. That's going to last me. That's going to last me a week. So that's £3.50. And then sunflower seeds, which lasts me about 2 weeks. It's £2.50, and I don't need any of them. So very basic, very minimal. We'll chat about that in the car. It's Tesco staff are looking at us like we're fucking Eddie Aboo. So we'll go and get this paid up, and then we'll talk about what the food source is and why in the car. Didn't get any chips or any buns. Oh, I'll just come tomorrow if I don't have it tonight. Probably will have it tonight. I'd like to use it for the fuel for a push day the day after, rather than have it today and then rest day tomorrow. I know it serves a purpose in helping aid recovery, to be fair, but I do have to utilise the food in the session. Yeah, so there's like 2 days worth of food there, and it's 70 quid. So it is about 200 quid a week, and I saved £2. Class. And that's like, you know, you're buying stuff on top of that, like washing powder, you know, washing up liquid, just use toothpaste, deodorants. So it's £1,000 a month, and this is, my calories are half of what they are in off season. So my calories are 3,800. So my calories in off season are between 7 and 8. So my food is technically half of what it is now. So this is well, I say prep. This is dieting. So it should be cheap, but because my protein is quite high, that's what makes it obviously expensive. And the fish, could I eat something different? Yes. Could I just eat chicken? Yes. I've been doing this a while, and just these food sources just sit and digest, and I feel the best when I'm using this. So for me, I'd rather feel good and digest my food properly, and just spend that little bit of extra money when I'm not going to spend it on anything else anyway. So, but I'm just not. So that's what makes sense to me while I'm doing bodybuilding. And then when I finish bodybuilding in maybe like 8 or 9 years, when I'm too old to compete, I can go to eating cheese sandwiches every day and save myself a fortune. And actually, I was saying to Joe, I bought a rice cooker the other day, which is that the same as yours? Yeah. I'm still, that's a bit better today actually. But does yours overcook it a little bit, or if you're not careful? Yeah. So that's what's kept doing, it's just kept absolutely blasting it. So I can cook it in the pan perfectly. But I just thought getting a rice cooker was supposed to be easy, but like it's not, because in the pan I stir it once and then I can leave it. Whereas this, I've stirred that 3 times. It's shit. It's like gloopy.
So mine crisps a little bit.
Yeah, mine doesn't. It does on the bottom if you don't leave it. Yeah. If you leave it, do you know, because of the hot plate and the rice cooker. Yeah. I think this is maybe just a shit rice cooker. It's got to be, surely, because everyone can't rave about them like this when like my rice is fucking superior to this piece of shit. It is. But yeah, that's got a couple of days worth of rice in there, so that's nice. It's nice that I don't have to cook it, especially tomorrow with another rest day. I'll have a day of cooking rice, which should be good. So we're about meal time anyway for meal 2. So we'll get meal 2 in, and then I think Big Dog should be here with the bike. Home gym in there. Got prime kit. Do I look too big for it? Does it look small?
Looks small.
Right, so I'm not going to slag a service off because he just should have been delivered yesterday or the day before actually, and I think the guy has left like the ignition on or the light on, and now he's delivered the bike and the battery's dead, and I don't have what you'd call a trickle charger to charge it, so it would normally start, but not at the minute. But this needs to come off because it looks gay with it on. The forks here are going to be all black. There's a dial here that's going to go down the side. The seat I'm on is going to be changed to a smaller seat or like a little spring seat. These are going to need to be new because they're stock and not very good. All the bolts that are silver are going to be black, and these mounts are going to be black at the top and silver strike. So everything's going to be black with like a hint of silver through it, a hint of chrome just coming through is the plan, or is what's envisaged. And the bike product's a little bit small with me set on it, to be honest with you, but it is a Harley Sportster, so they're not the biggest, but I just need to get the bike in here and be able to put it on the stand because that's raised up, so I can't do it there. So Joe, can we move them dumbbells just in so I can reverse? So we've had a little wander for a coffee. I'll just see how many steps, just to get some steps in. So obviously it's rest day still, but my steps and cardio are still the same, and because I'm pretty busy on the laptop usually and stuff like that, I don't actually get a lot of steps, so it's nice to be able to box them off. That was actually about 4,000 steps we just did there, just on the way here. So I've got 500 steps left to hit my 8,000, so I've grossly underestimated how long this walk was. So by the time I get back, I'm way over my steps. And we just wanted to try and get a charger for the bike, which we've managed to do actually on the way. Dropped off there, so that'll be good. It's a little bit frustrating, but there is a little bit of work to do on it before I take it out anyway, which is fine. I'm going to have a coffee. I don't typically have coffee, to be honest with you, or if I do, it's decaf on a rest day. And the reason for that is I try and keep my caffeine consumption as low as possible, so that when I do use caffeine in a pre-workout setting, it's much more powerful and potent. So if you're drinking caffeine all the time, or you're relying on caffeine for a lot of things throughout your day, it doesn't give you that spike that you probably need pre-workout. If all my energy is focused around the day, it wants to be around that session, get me through the session, and the rest of the day you drag yourself through it if you need to. Oh, we'll have a break, lad. I'll put in these gay little mugs. No. Sure, but like I said, we're just gonna run you in as is, just with a little bit of extra food. But you're night and day, mate. Like the shots are fucking fantastic. The shots where we're hitting sort of like it's like a half vacuum, half crunched. If we can try and hit almost like a full vacuum or all the way down, we'll sort of find that balance there, because it can make your midsection look a little bit soft sometimes in that front double. Or before you go into the ab and thigh, so either really elongate yourself there or full vacuum or hard on abs. Legs, I could see that you were on your legs a lot better, which is good. We just need to keep shouting it in the show to keep on your legs, but mate, honestly, night and day. Let's see where we are tomorrow, because I feel like you might have had a better day energy wise today, and we may even get another drop tomorrow, so we'll see where we are. And then we're going to be obviously you know, four days out, so, or even 3 days out there. So exciting times, man. Keep on it. Send me some check-ins in the morning, and then we'll go from there. Big Danny's start. Can you see that? Big Danny's start point. And then he's just checked in with me now. We've brought his show. He joined the show a week early. So you see that? That's a Team Tonk transformation there. It will be a bit sharper for his actual show the week after. I'm just going to run him through this week, and mostly it was for him mentally, just to help him get through the prep a little bit easier. Sometimes when you've got a show so far in the future and you're digging, it's difficult. But as you start to bring it a little bit closer, like we did here, he's just giving him a second wind and he can push into that show. So we will be in Newcastle with him this weekend, and then down in Essex next weekend for his show. And another thing about the bodybuilding, I always went to all my client shows anyway, or as many as I could, but now I'm at a show pretty much every weekend, which is nice, up and down the country, and I have the freedom to do that. So normally I'd be stressed about Airbnbs, and I'd probably just drive down on the day, get up at daft o'clock and drive five hours to a show. Whereas now I'll just make my way down the day before, I'll have all my food prepped, I'll find a gym there or nearby, train at a different gym. Very nice, relaxed affair, and it's good. It's much better that way for me, and it gives me something to do as well on them long rest days. Thingy popped off. That was going to go then, weren't it? And we just sapped all that charge, have we? Have we?
12.
It's close. It's definitely on that, isn't it? That's definitely touching. I didn't expect it to be that loud. Yeah, I don't know, it's been a successful day today, or not really. The motorbike situation has definitely not been successful. It's been a bit of a pain in the arse, so we've still not got it started, which isn't ideal, but the battery seems to be saying it's potentially got enough charge, but I'm just going to charge it up fully and then blast it, because I think maybe it just needs a bit of a better charge. But by the time that's done, Joe will be long gone, I think. So we'll just answer a few more questions before we knock off, and then I'm hoping, it's about 3 o'clock now, so if I give it another couple of hours, I probably won't get a chance to go out on it today, but I've got tomorrow off, so I'll just wait till tomorrow and they'll be pissing down. So just going to answer a couple more questions while we've got a minute to finish out, really. Do you use square bars, cereal bars, etc.? I don't know, but I do supplement them into my clients' diet. So I like to find a balance with volume with clients. So for example, if you're eating 200 to 300 grams of portions of meat per meal, which is generally like the sliding scale, and then you're eating on top of that, let's say 100 grams of raw weight rice, which will be like 260, 270 cooked, or you're going up to 150 grams of rice, for example, with a fat sauce in there, whether that or a fruit in there. The volume per meal then, over a period of time, is going to slowly start to give you too much inflammation and digestive stress. So a lot of time I will try and supplement a meal with things like Nutrigrain bars. If you're on the team, you know that I do like a Nutrigrain bar, cookies and muffins. So your pre-workout, for example, may be, let's say, a clean protein source, so chicken, fish, beef, something like that, along with like a rice, potato, cream of rice, something like that. And then in order to make that meal a little bit less dense so you can digest it well, you may have a square bar, 2 square bars, a cookie, a muffin with that. And you may have something similar post-workout, and you may have things for your breakfast. You may even add something like some Scotch pancakes with some syrup. But again, it depends what kind of client it is, and if someone who's going to gain body fat easily, that might not be the case. But if you're somebody who needs a lot of food, I will definitely utilize them to just reduce volume in meals. But for myself, it's not something I eat too much. actually, but it's what I did in my off season. Sorry, my off season, I was starting to do that, and it did work well. But as in a prep or when my food's not high, for me, just single ingredient whole foods across the board is definitely better. Do you prefer blasting cruise? It seems a lot more popular now, or cycling on and coming off completely? It depends again. So if you're going to be someone who's going to be bodybuilding or you're pursuing bodybuilding, blasting and cruising is definitely better in terms of hormone homeostasis and things like that. If you're going to be someone who's going to do a cycle and then not go back on for a long period of time, or you're going to do a cycle for a holiday and then take some time off, then coming off up until your next cycle, if that's 12 months down the line, for example, is going to be a better idea. So you're not obviously then reliant on TRT doses of testosterone and things like that. However, bodybuilders for the most part will generally just blast and cruise, and then it's again likely that you'll be running TRT for the remainder of your days if you've been doing it long enough. You seem to get crazy transformation with your clients. Is there anything I do differently to normal coaches? Yeah, I think I do a lot different to normal coaches actually, without sounding like I'm slagging coaches off, which I am. The problem nowadays is people don't have the experience, or they're unwilling to gain the different kinds of experience. So it's a little bit like you watching somebody change your tyre and then calling yourself a mechanic because you've watched someone doing it. A lot of coaches have just been coached by one or two coaches who have been coached by them, other one or two coaches who all have the same methodology. So they're all down from a top tier of a tree, and it's all the same. So you're escalating anabolics, you're escalating food, you're escalating volume, you push-pull leg training, your compounds with the DHT, which I spoke about before, all your food sources are the same. Whereas, that's work for some people, but it's not a one-shoe-fits-all industry bodybuilding. And one thing I've been lucky enough to do is work with numerous coaches and spend a lot of time in the industry, and luckily have my own gym for 4 or 5 years where I could learn my craft there without any pressure of trying to market myself on social media. I'd give the lads plans, I'd see how the body was responding, and without Instagram in the way, I was learning myself and learning what was the right thing to do. Then as Instagram became more popular, utilising things off Instagram, and actually my coaching style is an amalgamation of a lot of different coaches, including myself, so I can actually think for myself. I can see something, I can think for myself, and I'm not just thinking from experience from somebody else where you don't really know what to do. So you may know the reason why you're changing the tyre, but you might not know if something internally in the car is wrong because you've never been there before, you've never seen it. So I'm definitely very aggressive with some clients, not so aggressive with other clients. That's with food, training, and also just finding what works for somebody. If somebody really likes to train high volume, but we're not getting a great amount of success from it, then there's potentially going to have to be a bit of a trade-off in terms of, right, we can do so much stuff, but we have to be mindful about the amount of rest that we have. Same with food. If someone loves to eat food but really puts fat on fast, what we'll do is we'll utilise higher days. So if you've got great legs, for example, we might not eat a lot of food on leg day, but if you need a bigger back, we'll eat a shit ton of food on back day. So every day, one day of the week or 2 or 3 days of the week, you've got a bolus of food that you look forward to. So you have a couple of days where you're like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit hungry today, but I get to eat this tomorrow, for example, in an off season, or in a prep, same sort of thing. You can have a couple of days where your food's low, but on push day, you get to have cookies or something like that. So again, it keeps clients motivated, but also helps with adherence, but it also helps overall physique development, I think, as well. So a lot of things I utilise, which not necessarily secrets, but if you're with me and you've been with other coaches before, you'll know it's completely different, but it does work, and it works very efficiently, and I'll carry on doing that, and I'm getting better and better at doing it actually. So that's where I'm at. There's a few more, but it's all just to do with gear and how much gear and what sort of cycle you should run. So we've been there before. Just ask someone else. So I think that'll be it. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock now. I've got a meal at 5, so I've got a couple of hours of work I can get on with. I'll let Joe get back and knock off early today, and then hopefully it's not going to rain, and this fucking expensive piece of scrap will start. Otherwise, it's going to be a nice ornament. To be honest with you, there is a guy in the town that does the motorbike stuff. Because I don't really know anything about this. I just want to look cool cruising. Or I just like to learn. I like to learn about it and modify it myself. However, I'm probably just going to get the guy to do it. I did have all good intentions, but it took us 20 minutes to get the fucking seat off. So I'm going to leave it there. Any questions, guys? Or please like, and also please subscribe as well. There's going to be a lot of different things coming. Like I said before, like there's just I'm fully locked in, but I am also open to cruising on a motorbike and going here and there and different things. And I'm going to take Joe with me, so I'm not just living in the box and just going training and sat at a table eating and going to the desk. There's things in between which will be decent to watch, and just a little bit more day in the life sort of stuff, rather than just seeing all the generic stuff what you see every single week on YouTube with people training in the gym and explaining the same things and same movements. So if you want to see that, stick around, and I'll catch you next time.